This is the warm-up and homework solutions for section 9.3 for honors geometry. So the warm-up first, try it on your own, and now I'll go through it. So I start marking up the heck out of my drawing. 52 degrees here, which means 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 128 degrees here, because 128 plus 52 gives me 180. Which means 128 over here. Which means 128 on the arc here. 128 on the arc here. Let's see how I did. COA, 128 degrees. CAO, ooh, that's a tough one. So that's this. This is 128. Well, that's an isosceles triangle. I think I'll redraw it here. 128, x and x. 2x plus 128 equals 180. 2x equals 52. X equals 26. Interesting. 26 degrees. OCA is also 26 degrees. BOD is 128 degrees. Arc AD is 52 degrees. So that's the warm-up. Hope it makes sense. For today's lesson, notice that 26 degrees here, 52 degrees here. It's always going to be half of each other for that kind of angle, which will be called an inscribed angle. Actually, you won't see that in today's lesson. You'll see that in the future. So now the homework. I'll go through the answers very briefly. The idea being you can stop this recording at any time and make sense of it if you need. So number one was a simple circle. It said 185 degrees on the arc, therefore measure of angle 1 is 85 degrees. Number two was similar. Instead of giving this, they gave 280 degrees for everything else and said find angle 1. So measure of angle 1 is 180, 360 minus 280 equals 80 degrees. Number three, similar part of the warm-up. They gave us angle 1, and they said the arc over here is 150 degrees. Well, if that's 150 degrees, that is, and by vertical angles, measure of angle 1 equals 150 degrees. For number 4, they gave us a diameter. Angle 1 with the arc of 130 degrees. 180 minus 130 equals 50 degrees. So this is 50 degrees. Measure of angle 1 is 50 degrees. For number 5, gave us a circle, broke off a couple pieces, 168 degrees, 240 degrees. So angle 1 is 360 minus 240 minus 68, which equals 52 degrees. So measure of angle 1 equals 52 degrees. For number 6, we have a circle. We have a right angle. So we're looking at 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 35 degrees, and angle 1. So 360 minus 180 minus 90 minus 35, or we could have just said 90 minus 35 equals 55 degrees. Measure of angle 1 equals 55 degrees. Number 7, clock problem, which are good problems. It's 11 o'clock. There are 12 numbers around the clock, so each one pulls off 30 degrees. We know this is a 30-degree arc. So that's the answer. The hands form a 30-degree angle. For this other one, they say, well, when do things form a 120-degree angle? There's lots of answers to this one, but we'll keep it simple. Since we got 30 for each one, 120 divided by 30 is 4. So we want the hour and the minute hand to be 4 apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 hours apart. 11, 10, 9, 8. It's also 4 apart. So 4 and 8, a.m. or p.m. But you could also say at 4:40-ish, because it wouldn't exactly be on 4 o'clock. And lots and lots and lots of other answers. Plenty of answers that would work. Those are the classic answers. Number 9, draw a circle. Place points A, B, and C on it so that measure of arc AB plus measure of arc BC does not equal measure of arc AC. That would be right here. You would add this one because that's the closest for A and B. You would add this one, that's closest for B and C. But if you just guessed on A and C, you'd add this one. So those are clearly not equal. So that's just a little trick question. We set it in a certain spot where we know it won't work. So that's A. An example. Does this contradict postulate 16? The answer to that is no. It does not, because we're not actually summing up the same arc. The answer to this would be change that to arc A, B, C. These are technicalities. Do not get wrapped up in them. Table 10 is shown below. And unless I'm very mistaken, it has huge mistakes in it. Curious how that happened. So let me fix them. I'm starting to question whether I'm even looking at the right homework. Goodness gracious. This is measure of CAO, right, arc 2. These are wrong. No idea what happened. I think I'm copying table 11 here. So let's fix it. 60, 60, half of 60. 70, 70, half of 70. 56, 56, half of 56. 50, 50, half of 50. 2x, 2x, half of 2x. Hopefully you can figure out why that is. If not, we'll cover it soon. Just remember to write in your radii and your isosceles triangles. So here's another table, arc CB, BD, angle COD, and CAD. 70 and 30, 60 and 28, 66 and 100, 60, 52, P, Q. And it would appear that to get from the first row and second row to the third row, you'd add them together. And for the last row, you would add them together and take half. So looking at that, it would be added together and half, added together and half, added together and half. This one I'm going to go the other way. Hopefully you can see that pattern in the diagram itself. Number 12 is written right there. You can do whatever you want with it. It's entirely up to you. I would pause the recording because I am going to go to the next problem. For number 13, I'm only going to do one circle. And what they want you to do is inscribe a quadrilateral, any quadrilateral. And they want you to add all these up. A, B, actually they want, what is the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C plus the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle D. And if you do that, you should find out that they add up to 180 degrees. If you didn't, don't lose any sleep. We're going to show why that is very, very soon. I would give you the one hint saying that all around is 360, half of that is 180. Why is that the case? I'll leave that up to you. And these are the answers for number 16. AC is the diameter. A, measure of angle A equals 35. Measure of angle B equals, A is 35. Well, this is an isosceles triangle, then B is 35. Measure of angle BOC. This is 35 and this is 35. That's 170. That's 110. Then that is 70 equals 70. And then the measure of arc BC, of course, also equals 70. Lots of different ways to do that one. That's just one way. B, measure of angle A equals N. And BC, measure of BC will be 2N. I'm guessing from seeing that I doubled 35 to get to 70. And last but not least, C, measure of BC equals 6K. I'm guessing we're going backwards here. Measure of angle A equals 3K, because that would be half. That's it. Pause, record, pause, play, replay, whatever you need to do.